So, month 2, keeping the promise to myself. Welcome back to see the next train wreck. Not really, this should be pretty short because I finished like no books. I had a lot of books that I kind of like started audio wise and then was just like, no. Nope. But this is a lot more realistic of what the number of books that I complete in a month usually looks like. I'll start with the thing that is like out of the box, the book that doesn't follow the trend from last month, and that is a book by Doughty, which you might know as Ask a Mortician on YouTube, which I used to watch all the time. I think lost her in like when I had started like a new YouTube account, but in doing that I think I lost a ton of like decent people that I watched. One of the people that like fell into the cracks was Caitlin. Like, that's kind of sad because like she is super cool. One of the book clubs that I'm in decided that they were going to read one of her books, and it's the one Smoke Gets in Your Eyes and Other Lessons from the Crematory. I decided to listen to it because that was the quickest way that I could get a copy of it, and I found out that she was actually narrating it, so it was kind of like a nice little like trip down memory lane. It was really good. Like, obviously, you know, it's about death and it's about her personal experiences with death and how she ended up becoming a mortician and her interest in the field and everything like that. It also goes into the death profession, how it became a profession, and kind of its ties to capitalism, and opens up like options of, you know, what choices you actually have for your funeral and things like that. Definitely a really good conversation starter and makes you like revisit or visit for the first time like options that maybe you didn't think were possible. Like, personally felt extremely uncomfortable with embalming, and I thought that that was odd that I had such an apprehension to that. Listening to this and she kind of went through the history of embalming, and it's kind of a newer idea. Like, this isn't something that we've done forever. Like, it's extremely new and it's not really necessary per se. So I don't know, that it made me feel a little bit more comfortable in my apprehension to that whole process for myself personally. Like, no shade to other people if that's something that they want and they want to be displayed in that manner, or they need to for transportation purposes and things like that. But it's you know, everybody wants to be grieved or have a grieving process in their own way, and that's totally cool. But yeah, no, it definitely opened up a lot of different conversations. I look forward to reading her other book that I have, which I'll grab it real quick, just so we can see it and look at it, because it's a beauty. This is her other book that I actually own, and it's Traveling the World to Find the Good Death from Here to Eternity. I'm hoping that it's going to touch on similar subjects and maybe be a good conversation starter between me and my family for different aspects, whether it's how they see their funerals and how they want it to be, or even personally like what I want when I pass. So yeah, no, it was pretty great. Other than that part there, it was pretty interesting to see that she was actually from Hawaii, born and raised. So actually on the island of Oahu. So it was cool to hear about different places, and now I'm like, I definitely have seen Koa Pancake House and went past it, and now maybe I need to go to Koa Pancake House for sure so that I can get the feels on it. So yeah, no, really good book, great conversation starter. And yeah, I look forward to reading more from her and hopefully getting back into her YouTube channel. what a nice little surprise. Like, this is what I love. Like, going to book clubs and joining book clubs, because it like kind of like sparks your memory on other things, or gets you to read things that maybe you wouldn't have necessarily thought to pick up on your own. And while this is something that I would have definitely picked up at some point in my life, this definitely gave me the little push that I needed to get to it. Oh, I wish that you could see Ava. She's being so cute. She's such a good, supportive friend. It's probably no surprise at all. We were fangirling over Station 11 last month. I was inspired to go on to The Glass Hotel from Emily St. John Mandel. Oh my gosh. Loved it. Loved it. Like, we had characters from the previous novel that showed up in here, but the whole time you're kind of like, how is this connected to that? How is this connected to that? Like, this is connected somehow, right? Oh, it is. It is. And I can't even like go into details, which is like frustrating. Because like I want somebody to talk to about it, but I don't want to ruin it for anybody else. So if you like Station 11, this well, it's like a prequel to Station 11, kind of, like timeline wise, kind of not. It's connected in some way, okay? Like, everything gets pieced together. It's like Station 11, like you're having multiple point of views, different timelines, and it all comes together at one point in a really cool, interesting way, which definitely led me into reading the next book, which, I mean, it's no spoiler at all. The next book that I read was The Sea of Tranquility, which, oh my gosh, like, what I did not realize about this one, The Glass Hotel, is that it is actually heavily based off of Bernie Madoff and his whole story. But yeah, so you've got that whole like kind of thing going on in one of the point of views. It's weird at times, almost like paranormal feel to it, if that makes sense. Like, ooh, like, are there ghosts? Part of it is on a ship too. I have found out that I absolutely freaking love books that take any part on a ship, which I don't know why. At the end, very wholesome. Like, the ending alone, I feel like I enjoyed the book itself a lot. If I had to choose, my favorite aspects of the book would be probably first and foremost the end. The end, fantastic, absolutely amazing. Then connections to Station 11. Oof, that was good in its own like paranormal way or whatever. And then like it as a whole. I don't think I would have necessarily loved the book as much as I did if I hadn't read Station 11 first. So, but I mean, I think it is a good book on its own, but I don't know if personally I would have loved it quite as much. And maybe I would have loved it and then went and read Station 11 or Sea of Tranquility and then still liked it, but I don't know. We finish out strong on my favorite book of the 3 books, The Sea of Tranquility. This one, everything came together in a crazy way that I absolutely love. Like, I won't spoil it, but maybe you can connect the lines and spoil it for yourself. But this one takes place from a time frame of 1912 to, it has points of view all the way in 2401. So yeah, it's a little more sci-fi, a little more like futuristic, like type of feel to it. We have same characters heavily as The Glass Hotel, and then new characters, obviously. and I don't know if it is a spoiler. Okay, like whatever, caution, this may be a spoiler, so skip this if you are afraid. Do 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 elevator music, whatever. If you like Loki, you might freaking love this book. Like, just trust me. Just trust me. Like, it's good. It's a good book. Oh, I loved it so much. I see a Tranquility. I want to reread it already. Like, it's bad. Like, I'm gonna try to hold off and read it again like next year or something. Like, after I finish Sea of Tranquility, I was like, man, I could probably get another book in this month, but all the books that I tried to start, I was like, it's a hard act to follow. I did find one that stuck, and I'm pretty freaking excited, and definitely have been using it as a little bit of a carrot on the stick to get this done, because I pretty much was just like, hey, you can't continue reading this book until you just film this really short, the shorty of 3 books that you read last month. And I stayed up until like, I mean, not late, like 11. For me, it's late for me to stay up reading, because usually I fall asleep when I'm reading, but this book has me gripped, like a vice grip, and I woke up just wanting to read it. But I'm gonna treat myself to that. And I look forward to talking to you all about that book, possibly the entire series, next month. Until then, I hope you're reading books that you enjoy and that they're all 4 or 5 stars, and that you are DNFing a book when you want to DNF a book, because life's too short to read books that are subpar and not for you at this moment. Yeah. So, thanks.